time is it, Ben?
No.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna.
Say it!
Tools in session. I'm Mr. Guzman. Welcome to the classroom. What I want to talk about right now is the new Fantastic First Steps movie and whether it will be a flop or not. Here's what I think. Marvel's been a little bit of a downswing, right? Some of the shows haven't performed, especially like Secret Invasion and She-Hulk and Echo. And we've had some movies that probably didn't do as good as we all wish they would have done. Thunderbolts was fantastic, great critical reviews, word of mouth was fantastic, but no one showed up to the theater and they lost like $100 million. We've also had other movies like The Marvels, which wasn't well received. Quantumania, again, one of my favorites. If you guys watch the channel, you know that. But again, a lot of people didn't like it and it didn't really do great at the box office either. And then even Captain America, I believe they broke even, maybe made a little bit of money, but people showed up for it, but they didn't get the good critical reviews. You know, a lot of people, including myself, said we need some more Red Hulk in there. We thought it was more of a Hulk sequel. Some of the editing kind of left me confused a little bit with the reshoots they had in that movie. So there's a lot of stuff like that. And since we've had this little track record of the last few years from Marvel, it makes the audience a little nervous. Even makes fans like me a little nervous. We want to make sure that these movies are great. We're really hoping that everything comes together like they did in phase 1, 2, and 3. And it really gets us excited for the next movie and the next one and the next one. So I feel this is a very important summer for superhero movies in general, not just Fantastic Four, for Superman as well and anything else coming out. Because if the most iconic character in the DC universe, Superman, with the amazing James Gunn, doesn't do well, and the Fantastic Four, the first family of Marvel, with Pedro Pascal leading the group and Vanessa Kirby and Joe Quinn and the other dude, they're amazing actors, right? If they can't do it with these casts, with these characters, what's going to be the hope for Marvel going forward? I feel we got to talk about Thunderbolts because Thunderbolts, again, critically acclaimed, but no one watched it, right? No one was showing up to this movie. Great movie. You haven't seen it, please watch it. Check it out. It's streaming now. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So what gives me hope is that with Thunderbolts, it looks like Marvel got back to not doing a million reshoots. It got back to Kevin Feige not being spread so thin and really focusing on one movie at a time. And I believe that's why it was so good, why it was so well received, why it flowed so well. And now let's look at like Captain America, Brave New World with Sam Wilson, Captain America, the Red Hulk, and the leader and all of that, right? So that one, I believe they did better financially. I'm like 90% sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So the movie was an average movie. It was good, but it wasn't like I got to watch it over and over again. And when it came on streaming the first time, I wasn't like, I got to buy it today. I could have definitely waited until Disney Plus, you know? So again, let's look at these two movies. So Thunderbolts, amazing writing, amazing acting, great movie, critically acclaimed, no money. Then we have Captain America, Brave New World. Characters we want to see, some Hulks, we want to see some Captain America, some Falcons. We want to see all of that. So the story was average, was good, but average good, and made pretty good money, right? I think at least they broke even the worldwide box office, as far as I know. This was why I have hope. If we can give the same attention to the script, to the acting, to the storyline of the Fantastic Four, like we did in Thunderbolts, and we still have the fans that haven't been turned off yet, that want to see more recognizable characters like the Human Torch, like Invisible Woman, like the Thing, like Mr. Fantastic, maybe Doom, maybe Mole Man, right? So we have these characters that I feel are more of a box office draw, and we have the good writing, the good quality we have in Thunderbolts. We mash those two together, and I'm hoping that 1+1=4. Oh, that was kind of good, man. 1+1=4. Not bad. And they get the best of both worlds. We get the box office and we get the critical acclaim. I'm hoping this Rotten Tomato score is at least an 80. I want more importantly, I want the audience score to at least be an 85. And if that's the case, I'm not personally worried about a flop in this case. And I believe if we get those two things together, remember 2 = 4, if we can make that work, I'm not worried at all about how this movie will do. I personally think it will do very, very well in America and at the global box office. If they miss the mark on a few of these things and don't really connect with the audience, then everything that I just said can go right out the window. They got to make sure they got the best cast out there, right? They got a really, really good cast, diverse cast that this guy, they can do anything, right? Really good acting in here. And even we don't even know who John Malkovich is, and he's one of the best actors out there too. And he's in this movie, right? So if they lean into that, we got really good actors that can really show this emotional depth that we need. That's the thing about Marvel movies that we really drew us in the first place, right? It wasn't just because they were powerful and we had really good CGI nowadays. I really believe that the MCU became the MCU because they spent a lot of time on character. Look at Tony Stark. Tony Stark, Iron Man isn't as well known in the general public back when he first came out in 2008 as he is now. At 2008, that was a risk to bring him in. But they're like, we got a great story, we got great acting. So we need these actors to really get down and do what they do. If the storyline's there too, the screenwriting is where it's at. If we go back to Marvel, where we truly care about these characters, when Avengers first came out, the stakes were high because if anyone died, and eventually some of them did, down in the future Avenger movies, it held more weight because we cared about these people. We cared about them as people more than superheroes. And once they got more humanized, more relatable, and we actually were invested into these characters, that's what made us show up for all these movies. That's what made us show up for 4 Avengers movies, all these franchises, all these Disney Plus shows. If you're obsessed like I am with this, it's not because they just put the name on there. I've had that before. I mean, you have done that with Sony. I think Craven's a cool character. I think Madam Web's a cool character. But if you don't have the story behind it, even with good actors like those did, then that's going to fall flat. It's going to make your audience feel that they're let down and they might not show up to the next one. I do feel that Fantastic Four is going to do that. They are going to really invest into these characters. I feel that the stakes will be high. We're going to be worried about pregnant Sue. We're going to be worried about how Pedro and Mr. Fantastic, how they're going to be interacting with this new fatherhood, this new challenge of Galactus coming. I think we're really going to fall in love with Johnny Storm and the Thing too. I think those are going to be the two characters that we feel that we would want to hang out with. And that's it. I think we're going to really need to care about these characters. And I think Kevin Feige knows this. I think this cast knows this. The director knows this. And we're going to see this come around like it should. But in a way, Marvel's going to get back to basics with this, right? Good acting, good storytelling, and with some characters that are a lot more recognizable and a chance to show off a little bit of that special effects CGI and things of this nature. And I think it's really cool that it's an alternate universe so they can really tell their story and bring it over to our world of the 616. And the marketing's been great. They've been doing really good marketing. People I talk to, again, most people I know are more Marvel fans, DC fans, but people are really, that I talk to that are into these movies, are really excited for the Fantastic Four first steps. They're kind of excited for Superman too. Even though I feel that Superman is a more iconic character, I believe the Fantastic Four will do better overall. I really don't think it's going to be a flop. I truly don't believe that this will be a flop. But if it is a flop, man, we're going to see a lot more things coming down from the execs at Disney, probably cutting some more projects, probably thinning the herd even more, lower budgets. All this stuff could happen if it is a flop. So it can't be a flop. Kevin, I'm talking to you, man. I trust in you. I know you got this down. You were in the Thunderbolts. You were on the scene. You were 100% dedicated to one property at a time. And I think that Thunderbolts so far is my favorite movie in general of 2025. If you could do that same thing, Kevin, with what's going on with the Fantastic Four. So many great storylines to choose from, so many great things that we can use with them, so many villains we can introduce to. And from what I've seen in the trailers, from the special looks, everything looks really, really good. I hope it works out really well. And if it does work out good, Kevin, Mr. Feige, I want to say thank you in advance. Fight on. And I appreciate what you do. And I've noticed that when Kevin Feige is involved, the movies usually turn out a lot better. Check it out. If you guys don't believe me, go look at the movies or read up on the movies and the TV series that Kevin Feige wasn't 100% involved with or 100% keeping an eye on. Those are the movies that went all over the place. Those are the series that underperformed. So, another reason why we're not flopping, right, Kevin? And if you all don't know, well, if you know, you know. Fight on. Kevin, I'm talking to you, buddy. Fight on. If these things happen, I'm pretty certain we're not going to have a flop on our hands. You never know. You know, sometimes these trailers look really good. Love and Thunder, I'm talking to you. And when the movie comes out, we're like, it look cool, but other things didn't really work out with it. I don't think they're going to make that mistake again. If I'm worried that this is a very important movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, just in general, you know, my man Kevin, my man Desposito, me, all those guys in Marvel Studios, you know, they're worried about it too. And when they do their quality control, I haven't been let down. So I hope this movie doesn't let me down either. Yeah, man, no flop. I know you saw the thumbnail, not a flop. In conclusion, I feel as long as Marvel does what they do, Kevin Feige needs to be involved. You need a good script. You need a great story. You need to dive into the human aspect of these super characters. And you need to let these actors do what they do, which is amazing in everything I've seen them in. You do those kind of things, and this movie will not be a flop. It will be a huge success. I'm going to be there first day in the theaters, and I hope to see you there. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you next period.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
Got with the size. Man, don't let me know what the price.
I stretch the bounds of space.